So Blizzard drops the 2024 roadmaps, and I think most of us can agree that it's a little meh, right? I mean, are we excited about the war within? I'm not. Are you? Are people? You guys excited for the new story? Are we even excited about this story with the ruined purple girl? I am so fucking sick of fighting titans and dark void shit. Can we just go back to the old world? And this is what I don't get. Why do you keep developing new zones, new factions, new worlds, instead of creating a world that's alive and changes as things go on? You just keep stacking on top of each other. And now we have a game that's been stacking and stacking, and new islands and new zones and new islands and new zones and new factions and new shit. And I had always hoped that they were going to take the good parts of WoW. You know, I agree with the Dragonflighters that retail has some really great features. I mean, transmog, class development, accessibility, gearing, the vault, world quest. There's just a ton of great things in retail WoW. I think it's uniquely awesome. My biggest criticism about where this game is headed and why it's underperforming is that it should be doing better because it's an awesome game. But I think the story and the world that they've built really isn't drawing that much attention. I don't think it's that exciting. So color me fucking shocked when I find out not only are they making another one, because from my understanding, Dragonflight wasn't that hype. Now, this is where all the retention screamers come in. Retention, it retained. Okay, but if the goal is to get a lot of hype around a game so you can sell a bunch of copies, then retention really isn't what we're shooting for. Here's my biggest question when it comes to this World of Warcraft, War Within, and this trilogy thing. Who signed off on this? And where's the receipts on why they did? Like, what justified going down this story? Because when I look at Dragonflight, I don't see something that was really hyped or exciting. I would really like to see what justified, hey, we should keep doing the exact same thing for the next 10 years. I'm going to be 50 years old before this shit wraps up. And I'm not even excited about the first one. And again, my disappointment stems from the fact that they already have an awesome world, and I think they have some really uniquely awesome things in this game. But I think this story and where they've taken it to is a huge miss. And when I look across social media or YouTube and I see the views that this kind of stuff is getting, I mean, this War Within deep dive, it has like 800,000 views in a month. That's not a lot of interest. Now, it's a year out, and they'll ramp up the marketing before it launches, and maybe it becomes an all-time bestseller with new features or new announcements. I don't know. I made a video called Dragonflight Dilemma where I talked about how there are people that are just completely smitten with Dragonflight, and they're vocally telling the dev team, hey, you guys are rocking. This is great. WoW's better than it's ever been. But I don't see anything that actually backs that up. If your goal is to make a game that sells a lot of copies and has a lot of people come play it, I don't think that this story is doing it. As you're used to now, beautiful new zones, and they will be. They'll be gorgeous and cool, and they'll be awesome to fly around in. They always are. Nothing can beat the Blizzard art team. They are without peer in creating worlds, fantasy worlds. Just, they're awesome. So good. So good. You know, you like to just come in and be a part of the art sometimes. I do. I don't know that this is that exciting because we've just, how many new zones, beautiful new zones have people done? We've done it, guys. We've done it. Delves. I mean, the problem with Delves, I mean, there's a few problems. The first is there's been a ton of this stuff from islands to Torghast to this and that. And every time something comes out and there's skepticism about it, the people who are excited about it rush to defend it, which is reasonable. You haven't even tried it. It's a lot different than those things. And the carousel goes round and round. Just leave that all on the table. Whether you're excited about them or not, can we all agree that this probably doesn't bring people back to the game? Like, this isn't going to stoke a lot of interest. And again, I don't think it's stoking a lot of interest because the information's been out for a month now. And when I look across, again, all the platforms, at least that I've looked across, I don't see this being real hyped up, especially compared to other games. I think this falls in Delve's territory, right? I think the people that play Warcraft a lot, and it's obviously the ones that play it exclusively, but even the people that just have multiple characters and really play it a lot, you're going to have, this is a great feature for them, and probably this too. But I don't see, delves and war bands generating a lot of interest. Talents are just hilarious to me at this point. I don't even get upset. I mean, these guys could not fuck with the talents, right? So we're going to get Shadow Priest version number 35. Frosty Case will still suck, but, we're going to overcomplicate the talents again just so, because we need to. They need to. They just have to do this, and we love them, and we want to support them as best we can. So here you go. We fucked with the talents again, guys. Earthen, what did we say? Reskinned dwarves. My biggest problem with the dynamic flying is just the thrusting. I don't understand why we have a combo point system. It's really weird. I wish it was more of a momentum based system, and that you could get going even faster, and that weight and speed all played into it. As it feels right now, it feels like a combo point system, like I'm spending combo points to thrust myself through the sky. It feels very mechanical to me. It doesn't feel fluid. So people are very smitten with dragon riding. I think it's a good start, but it could actually use a little work. But I gotta tell you honestly, I don't see anything on here where if I'm not already playing retail WoW, that's super exciting. Yeah, if Dragonflight didn't bring you in, I don't see anything on here that's going to appeal to you. Truly. Because I got to tell you, I was more excited about Dragonflight than War Within, and you can go look at my first video ever. I wasn't even super thrilled about Dragonflight, but I said it looked cool, and it was. It's got some real charm, and it's got some really great things that it's done, and it's some really fun things to do. And I always love playing Warcraft because I think it's just uniquely awesome. But I don't see anything on here that if I don't play WoW already, I'm super excited about. So if your goal is to sell a bunch of this to a bunch of new people, I don't see that this is the way at all. And I'm shocked. I mean, floored. Still, I'm like still recovering from the shock, and still a little. I mean, I don't really know what to make of it. I can't believe someone signed off on 10 years of this storyline. The story and the world that they in this trend that they've got going is a huge, in my opinion, liability. I don't think people are interested at all. Like truly, I don't think people are interested at all. And when I look out, I don't see anything that would have suggested to them that they should have continued with this story for another decade. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? You have a retail game version that's been built upon 40 different expansions. What you needed to do was collapse all of that down, bring it in, and, kind of start from scratch by taking all the things you've learned and putting them back into what I think the World of Warcraft. I'll still play because I love the PvP and I loved kind of that part of the game. I don't see any of this stuff bringing in a lot of new people. A story that's not that exciting on top of pretty meh features. Hopefully they can pull it off. Truly, I want World of Warcraft to succeed more than anything. I get upset because I think it's an awesome game, and I just don't know why they continue to build other worlds rather than go back and fix the one that's already awesome and needs some love. But here we go. 10 years of this direction now that we're locked into. And it's going to be a ride. You could say, hey, at least they're honest with you. But again, if you already play the game, you're excited about some of this maybe. But I don't see anything on here that's that exciting. But I'm still kind of reeling from the shock of this trilogy announcement. This is so disappointing to me. And, the more features I see announced for the next expansion, it's just like we're just committed to this path now that I do not think we needed to go down. And they keep saying they're really excited and everyone's really excited and excited. But are people? Because I don't see it. I'd love to know what the pre purchase numbers are. Is it crushing? If it is, how come they haven't said it? They were mentioning it every month how well Diablo 4 was selling. I haven't heard shit about War Within. They announced this early November. And didn't they give you guys that sweet package? The early 3-day early access or whatever? There you go. Attendees, another mount, another pet. I'd love to know what the pre purchase numbers are, especially with this early access. Was this a win? Maybe it was. I bet it was. I bet they made a lot of money. I bet they sold a ton of these. I'm not mad about it. I don't think Warcraft sucks. I think Warcraft is awesome. Uniquely, amazingly, without peer awesome in a lot of ways. But I am not excited about this destination. I'm not really just, turned off by it. I'm going to play it. I'm just not really excited about it. I can't think that a lot of other people really are either. There's some, and they'll tell you it's awesome and it's the best it's ever been. But I don't know, guys. I don't see a lot backing that up. But, maps are kind of doomed either way because really what your interpretation of a map really depends on how excited you are about the destination, I guess, right? So I'm not super excited about this. It's okay. It'll be fine and it'll be wow and it'll be good enough. It'll still be fun. I just wish they would pick a different direction. But this is the way we're going. And if anything, we can say it's very familiar. Stay tuned, Oklahoma gang. Oklahoma out.